Hello, everyone.
Hi.
My name is Patricia Hall, and I coordinate the Veteran Accelerator program here at Stanford University. And I have Nicole Birkin, who is the Assistant Director of Academics, right here with me. Thank you so much for joining today's webinar. We're going to wait a couple minutes just to let everyone roll in. But while we do that, I'm just going to show you how to use the chat feature on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. So I already see there's 12 people here. So if you could use the chat just to say hi and where you're from or something like that, just so we can all kind of get to know each other just for a little bit while we wait for everyone to come through. I already see we're moving up to 13. This is great. Oh, I love seeing everyone saying hello. Here we go. This is so cool to see everyone from all over the United States just jumping onto this webinar. This is awesome.
Yeah, we're excited to share more information about the program today.
So I think we're just going to go ahead and get started. Looks like we got a pretty healthy level of participants today. And I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen with you all. So during this webinar, we're going to go into a little bit about the program. We're going to talk about academics, student life, and then finally we'll cover a little bit about the application process. And we've already gone over how to use Zoom. I do want to note that our email address is right here at the very bottom, summer.stanford.edu. If you have any questions, please go ahead and send an email to our attend. Tomorrow you'll be receiving an email just as a reminder, and it'll have a quick survey about the webinar. And you can also submit your questions there. So as you can tell, we are here and ready to answer all of your questions. All right, let's jump right in. So let's talk a little bit about Stanford Summer Session. So Stanford Summer Session is the 4th academic quarter here at Stanford University. And during the summer, we invite visiting students from all over the world to participate in the 4th academic quarter. And what that means is you'll be taking courses right alongside Stanford students. The courses are for credit. And one of the things that's important to note about the program is it's condensed down from 10 weeks. So the dates this summer are June 20th to August 16. And like I said before, they are Stanford courses. And at the very end, you'll receive a Stanford transcript, which will show all your grades and all the courses that you took over the summer. I think it's a pretty cool deal. Go ahead.
You know, we have a large visiting student population at Summer Session, but Veteran Accelerator is a special program, a small cohort program with a lot of support. So, you know, it's a summer at Stanford, it's academically rigorous, but this is a program where, you know, a very high touch program where you get a lot of attention and support.
Absolutely. So you'll be alongside other Stanford students, but you will get that attention and focus, and we'll go over a little bit about that in the next couple of slides. So as you may have noticed on our website, this is a full scholarship program, and we cover tuition, fees, pretty much everything except for your transport to and from Stanford University. In addition to that, we give a $500 stipend for books and other fees. You are required to live on campus, and we provide workshops, site visits, special events, resources, a lot of goodies for you, and it's especially catered to your interests. So we try to make sure that all the programming has a very clear trajectory, is useful for you in your transition if you are planning on going to a four-year university. And yeah, we just offer a variety of programming for you.
Networking opportunities, being able to connect with and learn from veterans who have made the same transition, that are studying and working at Stanford and in Silicon Valley as well.
All right, and as I covered before, we covered the tuition and fees. I did want to highlight that, as Nicole said, it is a small cohort. So we only have 14 students accepted each year. And so while it's a tight-knit community, you guys will definitely be in contact with other students all over campus, but there is something really special about being a part of such a small group. And I know some of you might have a GI Bill or a vocational rehabilitation that you could be using at this time. That can be used mostly for the housing benefits. So please just see our website for more information on that. And if you are accepted into the program, we can talk about that just a little bit more. But I know that's probably a question that you have. Before we go any further in the webinar, I just wanted to touch a little bit on eligibility. You are eligible for this program at minimum if you've graduated from high school, but you do do also need to be in community college. So you at least need to have 9 units, but no more than 60 units if you are in semester, or 90 units if you are at the quarter system. And we do not accept any applications from students that already have a bachelor's degree. And that's because this program is more geared towards students that are early in their academic career. We don't accept any transfer or transcripts prior to military. And if you are a non-native English speaker, I'm clearly having issues speaking English right now. But if you're a non-native English speaker, then you must demonstrate English proficiency. And just as a side note, I do want to stress that you must live on campus for the duration of the program, and that's only for you as a participant in the program. We don't offer housing for families, unfortunately. So yes, just please keep that in mind as you are applying. And we are not affiliated with Stanford University undergraduate transfer admissions. So what that means is, yes, we are a part of Summer Session and Stanford University, and we do admit veterans to the Veteran Accelerator program for the summer.
I think the goal of the program is to help the cohort of veterans transition to a top tier university like Stanford,
Exactly.
not necessarily Stanford itself. And the focus of our programming is not just about Stanford, but is about academic skills, the transition to a 4-year school, a broader focus than just this particular institution.
All right, let's jump right into academics, which is Nicole's specialty. So if you are accepted to this program, you will be meeting with Nicole to discuss what courses to take. All vets are required to take Power 6 VT.
So that people know stands for Program in Writing and Rhetoric. And this is a signature Stanford department. All Stanford students take a PWR course as part of their general requirements. So this is a PWR writing seminar that has been specifically designed for the Veteran Accelerator program. And the instructor taught the course last year, has taught this course for several years. And the veterans always come away from this course feeling like this particular instructor has made a big impact on their writing and thinking, and that the course has been very beneficial.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're not limited to this one course. While it's required, you are able to take a second academic course. And it's really up to you what you want to take, as long as you meet the prerequisites. And again, Nicole will help you out to decide what course is best for you. We also recommend that you take a physical education course, just because it's fun and it's a good way to kind of get out and make other friends. And we also just find that students really enjoy that. Completely optional. You are required to take 7 to 9 units. And for a list of all the courses, please check out our website. The courses are from last year, so just use that while you're looking at the courses. Know that we will post the new ones in March, but we tend to offer most of the same courses every year, so you can use it kind of as a springboard for ideas.
And admitted students, or students that choose to attend the program, we will meet for our pre-summer advising session right when registration opens. So I really will be able to help you build your schedule right as courses become available.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because we don't want you to not have the advising session when courses are open. We want you to be prepared to enroll in courses right when they open in April. And do you want to talk a little bit about SARC?
Sure. So as I said earlier, all summer students, but especially the veterans, have a lot of academic support. The Summer Academic Resource Center provides tutoring, so subject area tutoring, foreign language conversation partners if you choose to take a language course, and academic workshops. And SARC also houses our academic advising program. So summer tutor program, academic advising, both have drop-in hours every day. And as part of the cohort of veterans, you will be matched with a tutor in your subject area or in one of your subject areas that you can meet with regularly. It's not mandatory, but another resource for you. And that would be a Stanford student, probably a graduate student that's taken one of the courses that you'll be taking. And we also offer some tutoring drop-in sessions specifically for the veterans. Last summer, we had some writing blocks set aside just for the veteran cohort, kind of scheduled around the writing course that you take and the deadlines for that course, and the cohort found that really helpful. And for advising, again, I'm available to meet with you before the summer, and I do a midsummer check-in with you, but we also have a team of advisors that hold drop-in hours that can talk to you about your academic goals, if you are having challenges with a particular course, but also kind of fundamental academic skills that will help you in a university like Stanford, like learning, how to talk with professors, or how to pursue research in a lab. I'm just trying to think of some of the questions that the vets have had.
No, I think that covers it pretty well. And just something to kind of piggyback on Nicole a little bit, the SARC Summer Academic Resource Center isn't just for if the class is really hard. You can just go and talk about, if you're interested in a topic and you want to know more about it, it's super common for students to just go because they're on fire for the course that they're taking. So it's a wonderful resource, and I think most students say that they wish that they had gone earlier. So please do take advantage of that resource. All right, so we've talked about academics, but I think we can all agree that most students want to do something outside of the classroom as well to complement their study. So I want to talk a little bit about student life. In addition to regular residential programming, we have special Veteran Accelerator programming for you. I do a lot of work during the fall and winter to kind of touch base with some folks that we have contacts with, to make sure that while you're here at Stanford for your 8 weeks, you're getting the most out of the resources around the Silicon Valley. So in the past, we've gone to Google and LinkedIn. We also do a couple tours around some of the labs here on campus. In the past, we've gone to the Brain Lab because a lot of vets are interested in studying more about PTSD. And then we also visit the Virtual Human Interaction Lab because they are doing a lot of research about how technology can actually build empathy and what it's like to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. And finally, there's some time management workshops and other workshops that are held by SARC. Nicole, did you have anything to add?
Well, I was just going to say that we really rely on our strong alumni network.
Yes.
From this program to help us make improvements and recommendations. So, if you do participate in the program this summer, you will also be someone who helps us shape the future of the program.
That's a really good point. We definitely listen to our vets. All right, so in addition to the special programming, there is a plethora of residential programming. So you'll live inside a residence very closely with other vets, but that residence will be a part of other residences around it that are a part of the bigger summer sessions. So each house has a house director, and under the house directors, there's SRAs, which are summer resident assistants. And these folks are employed to work during the summer to develop programming and fun activities for the people living in the dorms. So students living in the dorms will always have something to do. And even if it's, there's themed events and there's like all these fun activities, but there's also study sessions. So if you feel like you study best in a group, the house might host a study session right there in the dorms. And also there's outside excursions. So maybe if you didn't want to go on a bigger excursion with the rest of summer session, if there was a smaller activity that you and a couple friends wanted to do, you could always talk to your house director or SRAs to see if they can help you get to a place that you want to go. So it's nice to have kind of them as a resource as well. And I keep saying the bigger summer session, what does that mean? So each weekend we hold weekend excursions, and these are on a sign-up basis. So they're bigger events with at least 55 students. So it's a really good way to meet students outside the Veteran Accelerator program. And we take trips to go to Alcatraz, we go to Santa Cruz, even the Monterey Bay Aquarium, which is down in Monterey. And yeah, the activities are all on a sign-up basis. So most vets can go on at least one or maybe two. So it's a good idea to kind of think about which one you really want to do. But it's another way to get kind of your education outside of the classroom. All right, so we've talked a lot about the program, and student life and all the fun stuff that'll happen during the summer. But I know that a lot of you probably have questions about the application and the application process. So we're here to kind of we hope that we can help answer some of those questions. So the application for the Veteran Accelerator program is live now, so you can absolutely start applying. The deadline is March 4th, so you have some time. Just a heads up, there's 4 personally written essays. That's part of the requirement. The best advice I can give you for all the essays, and all the prompts are listed on our website, is to just be yourself. What we're really looking for when we're reading an essay is how authentic the voice sounds. And if I can see like who you are and see a really good picture of the person you are or are becoming, that is going to be the essay that I'm drawn to.
Right.
Please don't try to be someone you're not. Please don't tell us what you think we want to hear. We really are interested in knowing about you as a student, and try to do that in no more than 500 words each. Yeah, did you have anything to add about the essays?
Just my general kind of guidance is to understand that we look at these applications holistically. So it's not as though like we're looking to get just a full picture of who you are, and academically, but also outside of the classroom, and really seeing how you can benefit from this program. So it's not, we're looking at how the essays, the recommendation, the transcripts, how these things kind of fit together and give us a whole picture.
And if there's anything on your transcript that you want to highlight or something you want to explain, please do so, because, if we look at a transcript, we can't necessarily see the whole story. So it is good to kind of explain anything that might need explaining.
Right. And there's a section of the application, like if there's anything else you want us to know or any special circumstances.
Yeah. And just as a reminder, we only look at the transcripts after your time served. And we are only taking up to 3. So your most recent transcripts are really what we're interested in. And something to say about transcripts too, we're interested in seeing, how you've improved is something that is really good to look at for us. So maybe you had a rough start, but if you show constant improvement, I mean, that's something that we definitely take into account. So please don't let, one semester or something hold you back from applying. We do require 1 recommendation. So if you have a recommender in mind, please let them know that a recommendation solicitation might be coming, because when you fill out your application and you fill out your recommender part, an email is triggered and sent to them. So please let them know that that email is coming, because your application is not complete until the recommender finishes their part. And we've talked about all the components, I think, except for you do need to submit your certificate of release or discharge of active duty. Just make sure you redact your social security number. It's okay if you forget to redact it, but the application will be sent back to you, and we want this process to kind of go as smoothly as possible. So do remember to redact that. Do you have anything else to add?
I think you've covered it.
I think we did. All right. So once you submit your application, which is due on March 4th. Oh, there is one thing I did forget. It's a essay tip. If you're writing your essays, please write them in Microsoft Word and save them before going to the application. So you can always copy and paste and drop them into the application, because the application, I mean, it doesn't happen often, but it can time out, and we wouldn't want you to lose your work. And it's also good for spell check and things like that. So yes, write your first draft in Microsoft Word if possible. Okay, so back to the application timeline. Applications due, I think I've said it enough, it's March 4th. We will release decisions March 24th. And then once, if you are admitted into the program, you must complete all the paperwork that comes with that acceptance by April 3rd. And that's because we need time to make your ID, and we need to get everything in order by the time Access opens, which is the way you register for courses, and that opens April 12th. So we just kind of need all that done so you can register for classes. And the way that we tell you whether or not you were accepted to the program is you will receive an email asking you to go to your status page. And once you go to the status page, you can view the update. If you are admitted, please remember to reply to your offer whether or not you plan on attending the program. And I say this because there are a lot of vets that we really, maybe didn't quite make the cut but are waiting for a spot. So if you can't do the program, please don't hold on to that offer for too long. Please allow another vet to take the spot. But if you do the program, please reply yes to your offer. Is there anything you'd like to add to that?
I think that's
all right, so that completes the major portion of the webinar. Again, here is a slide with our contact info. You can call the Student Services Center at 650-723-3109. You can also email us at summer.stanford.edu, or you can visit our website, which I'm sure you all have. And thank you so much for attending. This is our 2019 cohort, and we hopefully will see you soon here at Stanford University. All right, so it looks like most of our questions have been answered. I do want to take you on a journey through our website. If anyone is interested in just checking out how to navigate the website a little bit. I'm sure you all found how to get to the Veteran Accelerator information page. So that's right here if you just go to undergraduate and then you have veterans right here. If you scroll down, maybe some of you found our webinar through this page, you'll see there's a link called Prepare for Your Application. And if you go through the application process, there is a step-by-step guide to the application itself. So you would just select veteran, and it takes you through all the steps. So you can look at what's required for your application without ever starting an application. And I think this is a good way to be sure that you have all your parts and pieces together and collected before you start doing your application, just to be sure that you have everything ready. And it even has the prompts for the essays right here. So if you wanted to go ahead and go into Microsoft Word and start writing those right now, you can. So yeah, I just wanted to point out that there is a step-by-step guide. Another thing I wanted to show you was the course selection. So here's all of your courses, and let's see if we got Program in Writing and Rhetoric, also known as POWER, is the required course that you have to take. And if you scroll down, you can see all the courses that are listed. So this is it. It's POWER 6 VT. And you can read a little bit about the course description. You can see the instructor. You can see how many units it's for. Again, these are from last year. So this course will be here this year, not a problem. But this is just kind of a way to show you how to search courses. You can search by keyword. You can search by population. I think the best thing to do is to search by department. So if you're interested in math and science, let's just check out the mathematics offerings. Click apply. And again, you can see the mathematics courses. You can see all the mathematics courses available. Just for fun, let's take some calculus. On the right-hand side, you can see the catalog number, what population it's for, how many units you can take, and all the course details, prerequisites. Again, you're able to take any course that you would like as long as it's on our website and as long as you fit the basic prerequisites for the course. So that in a nutshell is the two basic resources that I think is really good for prospective students. You can also check out our FAQs right here at the very bottom. You saw where I just clicked. It's just if you scroll all the way down, it's at the very bottom. And I mean, there are so many questions that can be answered just by checking out our FAQs. You can also see anything in red here, links to another website to get more info. So those are the basic tools that I think are really good to have in your tool belt. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. If there's any other questions, go ahead and throw them in the chat. If not, that is the conclusion of our webinar. Thank you so much for being with us today. Special thanks to Nicole for being here.
Thanks.
And we hope to see you and hear from you soon. Thank you and take care.
Thank you.